morning. It's today's Sunday, so happy Sunday, everyone. Let me stop this. Hi, thank you for being here. If you're watching live or if you're watching on replay or on YouTube, um, hi. Okay, sorry. Let's check this out. Make sure it's working on this side. So I'm live on Facebook and Instagram. So I I'm here every Sunday at 10 a.m. I might change this a little bit, but I'll let you know if I'm going to change the time. But you can also catch the replay. It'll be still on Facebook and also on Instagram, and it'll be shared on YouTube as well. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know me, sorry, need to fix my hair. Just wake up not that long ago. Um, Yeah, my name is Anatai. I'm a registered dietitian, also a board certified specialist in pediatric nutrition. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, and I specifically help women who are struggling with weight loss for years, trying everything under the sun and still have no success, and just keep going back and forth, losing and gaining. So that's where my passion is. And I'm not going to bore you with my stories again because I've mentioned it many times, but it's in one of the previous video before. Anyway, so today I want to talk about um, 6 habits of women who lost the weight and keep it up too. Because a lot of you probably have this burning question in your head, like, how come every time I lose the weight, I always gain it back? Like, what these other women do that is different than what you've been told, right? And I'm sure none of you are like purposely making sabotaging yourself or your effort because I know that when you work hard, you can lose the weight, but for some reason, 95%, like, I don't know if you know, but 95% of all the weight loss effort actually fail. There's studies on that. And I think last week's video I talk about that is it did show that 95% of people who lose weight always gain the weight back within 1 to 5 years. And even people who are exercising a lot and you think that they have a lot of muscle mass to counter that effects. And even people who have gastric bypass surgery or any weight loss surgery, they can gain the weight back. People often think that, oh wow, I tried everything. I've been like trying for like 10, 20 years, and I still always gain the weight back. Maybe something's wrong with my body. I'll just have the surgeon did the magic, take out chunks of my intestine and stomach, and then that might solve my problem. But unfortunately, I'm telling you, this the success rate is not as bright as you think. I've seen a lot of patients in my clinic who's referred to me um, who have gastric bypass surgery like 8, 10 years ago. They gain all the way back. Like initially they can gain like 80 to 100 pounds in the first year, but a lot of times I've seen a lot of them gain all the way back. And that's not even the worst of the story that they gain all the way back. Is a lot of them become so malnourished. Like you can see like people who lose weight the wrong way when they lose weight through the conventional um, weight loss advice like restricting calories, exercising a lot, and specifically, um, yeah, like with the traditional way of not restricting calories, like you can tell they age a lot faster. Like you can tell they have no energy, their skins look old. They you can just see even though they have like all this makeup on, you can tell that their skin is not healthy. They don't have that glow and they look really tired behind the eyes and all of that. And a lot of them have so much nutritional deficiency. That's the reason why with gastric bypass, they're supposed to be followed by a dietitian at least once a year. But unfortunately, most of the patient, by the time they come to see me, when they're back to like 200, 300 pounds, they've never seen a dietitian since like probably before their gastric bypass surgery, and then when we check the labs, like everything's low, iron's low, vitamin D's low, B level is low. Is like I was like, oh my god, like you're basically starving yourself to do this. And then nowadays they have a new surgery which is like one step even further than the gastric bypass surgery, which is the duodenal um, ilioduodenal switch. I'm not familiar with that because I'm not a weight loss a bariatric dietitian. My coworker is, but yeah. So that is the second surgery that will be proposed to you if your first gastric bypass surgery failed as in not by complication failed, but because you didn't gain weight from that. So the issue is no one ever go back and ask what was wrong. Like, why did the gastric bypass surgery fail? Why did you gain all your weight back? That's kind of unfortunate because people think that, oh yeah, if I have the gastric bypass surgery, my intestine gets shrink like a lot. Your stomach, usually the size, I don't really know how big they are, but they're big. But they shrink your stomach by stapling it to the size of about maybe an ounce initially. So people think that, oh, great, now my stomach is so small, I'm forced to have to eat less. Because a lot of times when people losing weight, gaining weight over years, they lost trust in themselves. They just think that, oh my God, I just don't have that willpower. I'm just lazy. I just don't have that motivation. I just don't know what to do. I just can't do this myself. So they rely on this all this external thing. Um, that's why they're like, let's have the gastric bypass surgery, change my whole intestine so that way I'm forced to not be able to eat. So they think that when they shrink the stomach, then they'll be forced to eat less. But the thing is, your body is a very brilliant survival machine. When you're eating less, your body's gonna find ways to make sure that you eat and survive. So what we see a lot of times is in these people, even though they cannot eat a whole lot, they ended up, especially if they have binge eating to start with, they still continue to find ways to eat a lot or enough to gain that weight back because that's kind of part of the issue is when people are overweight because we're not looking deeper and see why they're not able to lose weight or why they gain so much weight, right? So that's why they usually have to go through psych evaluation, go through a nutrition or a dietitian who specializes in bariatric nutrition, teach them how to eat healthy because once you have the surgery, your eating lifestyle have to change significantly to match that um, new anatomy that you have. So, like the previous binge eating overindulgence will hurt you and actually can become dangerous because if you have a stomach pouch of that tiny and you try to binge eat, the worst thing um, the best thing is you can actually have like vomiting because your stomach can't handle, so it just comes back up. Or you can have something called dumping, which is like crazy diarrhea. But the worst is you can cause that pouch to burst, and that could be a medical emergency, and your life could be threatened. So that's why the dietitian will be involved to kind of help you to learn how to eat more normally. But the problem is no one ever dig deeper and ask the question why you're binge eating to get to that weight. Because what we also see is that um, a lot of people after they have the gastric bypass surgery, they went from using food as a way to cope with their life stressors. They switched to another addiction. They switched to drugs, switched to alcohol. Some become sex addict because now their bodies look good, so the men are paying attention to them. So yeah, so there are all these psychological things under all this weight issue that we're not looking. But then when it comes to weight loss, all we focus on is the food because that's the part that we feel that we have control of. So, and speaking of control, that's what we see a lot. Like I said, I'm a registered dietitian. Also, a board certified specialist in pediatric nutrition. I work at an, a hospital, a huge army hospital. I do inpatient, outpatient, and food is always can give you a sense of control, because a lot of times in the hospital I get a lot of calls from nurses, doctors calling me, hey, can you go see Mr. So and so in room so and so because they're complaining about the food. And then the thing is, you might think that, oh yeah, because your hospital is hospital food, the food is yucky, right? No. I have patients who will come when I walk into a room, they're like, oh my God, the food is so good here. I love the food here. And I tell them, please don't fall in love with the food here. You need to get better and go home. Don't make that an excuse to stay here longer. And they usually laugh. So I get like different perspective. Some patient just like, oh my God, the food is so good. But then on the other hand, you have like patient who thinks the food is the grossest thing. I would not even feed it to my dog. But then so I was like, okay, what the heck? Like the food is okay. Like you're in a government hospital, like we're feeding you. Then I realized that has nothing to do with the taste of food. Is the whole perspective of the patient. Patient who tends to complain about the food and picky with the food, like I want my food like this and this and this, it's because of the control. A lot of times when people are sick and ended up in the hospital, it's not something they choose to. No one chooses to be sick and have to come into a hospital and lose control. Because when these people are sick, they can be stuck in the hospital for a couple of days, for a couple of weeks. Sometimes we'll have patients who stay in the hospital for over a year. That's how complicated their illnesses is. So just imagine yourself stuck in a situation that you didn't ask for. So the only thing that they have control of is the food, because they're allowed to call down and order whatever they want. They can make our life miserable because our food is so nasty that they won't even feed it to the dog, right? So it's all about control and how they perceive the environment, right? Like one time I have this patient, oh yeah, and we get that a lot, especially from the psych ward. And I think I was on call, or maybe I was the only one available there. So the psych ward actually called me and say, hey, can someone come and talk to Mr. So and so, please? Like he's really upset that he won't eat. So I was like, okay, let me just go. And it's in the psych ward. Usually in the psych ward, they have someone escort you everywhere, because we have doctors who get punched out by a patient by when he was with the patient by himself. So, but anyway, so usually this patient can be super crazy and violent. So like me, this tiny little one walking. So the guy walked me over to the patient's room. Obviously he's angry because he have this angry look. And then I just walk into his room, the guy standing next to me just making sure that I'm okay. But I think I'll be okay because the guy is in a wheelchair, because if he can stand up he can run after me, so I think I'm good. But anyway, so I just walk into his room, introduce myself, and then once he find out I'm from the nutrition department, it's like the floodgates open up. He just like everything that you can, every bad things that you can say about food and how disgusting it is, I need to talk to your boss, blah blah blah, just comes out. So I just stand there like, okay, yes, and he just go off blah 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 blah. I don't really know what he's talking about. Anyway, he just like keep yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling. All I hear is, the food is so disgusting, I won't even feed it to my dog. And he just keep going for a while. And then finally he stopped. Like in the meantime, I didn't say a word. I just let him go. I was like, okay, yes, I'll take note of that. I'll let my boss know. I'll let the cook know. Blah 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 blah. And then about maybe 5-10 minutes later, he stopped. And then he looked at me and he apologized to me. He's like, I'm so sorry. It's nothing about you. It's nothing personal. And and then he said something else, but I just thought, oh wow, that was amazing. So all he wants is to vent. All he wants is to complain to someone and find something to complain and get his anger out. That's all he needs. So I was like, okay, no worry, no, um, what's the word? Basically, he just apologized to me, like, and it's not like a fake apology, right? He's like sincere. You can tell that he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's nothing about you. It's nothing personal. I hope you didn't take it personally. And then he was nice. So then I was like, yeah, it's okay. No worries. I know sometimes the food is not that great here. And we did it on purpose because we don't want you to stay here too long. We want you to get better and go home. So he laughed and then that's it. So, but anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that really a lot of times has nothing to do with the food. Is food can be a source of control, and for some people, especially people who are struggling with like having relation like a bad relationship with food, a lot of times food is really not something that they use to nourish the body, but using food as a way to feel in control of their life, because food is easy to control. Food is always there for you when you're lonely. Food is always there for you when you're happy, you want someone to celebrate with you, food is always there for you. When you're sad, food is also there for you because that's what your parents or your grandparents used to do with you when there's something happy, or they take you out to ice cream parlor, eat ice cream, and you're like, oh my God, this is the best day of my life. So food brings back good memories. So, but anyway, yeah, so food can be a source of control. And then the thing is, going back to why we're here today, is where we want to talk about the habits of people, the habits of people or women who lost the weight and kept it off. I have my little note here because sometimes I go a little bit too far and forgot where I'm at. So here's the 5 habits that I've observed in my patient who have lost the weight and kept it off, and sustain that healthy eating that keeps that weight off. So number 1 is they eat real food. So unlike most people think, because this is what I see, a lot of the patient who comes to see me struggling with weight loss for years, they'll have, I usually go through the diet history, ask them what they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They eat a lot of processed food, like breakfast, even like processed food that most people think is healthy, right? Like granola, or what's the other thing? Cereal, like those special K cereal, Cheerios, whatever. And what else do they eat? So a lot of, oh, they'll eat like when they make a breakfast burrito, they'll be like, oh yeah, I use this low carb low carb tortilla and a low fat dressing, and then so a lot of these things that they think is healthy, and it sounds really healthy, right, to you, and you're like, but then they use a lot of this manufactured healthy processed junk. So they use a lot of low fat stuff, low carb this, low salt this. So they use a lot of like manufactured processed food. But then, but on the other hand, people who actually eat healthy, like you can even look in my kitchen. I absolutely would not eat anything that's low fat or low carbs because first of all, those things are gross and disgusting. Um, it's just the nature how they take out all the good stuff and make it low fat or low carb. So the whole idea is just that it doesn't taste the same anymore. That's why it's disgusting to me because I eat for joy. Um, and then the other thing is when they take all those things out, when they take the fat out, they have to put something back to replace the fat because otherwise that thing won't be the same. So when they take the fat out, they actually replace it with more sugar in a different form, not like exactly sugar, but in different kind of carbs. I don't really know what they put in it. That's why I don't want to eat that. And then when they take out carbs, the carbs is okay, like if they replace it with different kind of flour, but sometimes it just changed the texture of the food and change the taste. So again, like it just doesn't taste the same anymore. So that's one reason why I don't eat that. Um, yeah, so what we see that is a lot of these people eat a lot of processed food in the name of healthy, and they don't realize that those the food that are marketed as healthy is just as bad as the other junk food. So so what do they eat then? So the people who actually kept the weight lost and who lost the weight and kept it off, they actually eat something more real. And I call that a real food plant-based diet because they actually learn the principle of eating healthy. And eating healthy is not what food manufacturer or what the TV told you or anything. Eating healthy means eating the right kind of food for your body. Most people I've seen, I think the biggest mistakes that most people make when it comes to losing weight is that they try every diet out there. And the problem is with every single one of this diet is that it is someone else's diet. It is not meant for you. You might see that someone lost weight on a ketogenic diet, someone lost weight on a low fat diet, someone lose weight on like what intermittent fasting or whatever, right? But they all come back 2 3 months down the road, they all come back with the weight gain. So we know that the reason why it doesn't work is always, oh, it's not sustainable. I just can't keep making 2 meals every night. It's always the same reason. So just knowing that those are the reasons, we know that these are not your diet. It might work for you, but it doesn't work for your lifestyle. So people often think that, oh yeah, 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 I want to lose weight, so let's do what so and so is doing. Okay, so then the thing is, then are you so and so? Because did you even ask so and so like 5 months or a year after so and so lose that 50 pounds or 100 pounds? Did they keep that weight off, right? So those are questions to ask more. And I'm here trying to educate people is not because I know some of you might think, oh yeah, you're probably born with that like freaking skinny gene and not have to worry about eating any being overweight or anything. That's not true. I was a chubby kid when I was little and I have my own struggle with eating and stuff like that for a while, but I fixed it. I start by fixing up here. But I also have I also have the privilege of working with thousands of patients a year and learn from them. And that's why I'm here to be able to give you the wisdom that I learned from my experience. And I'm not being here to try to tell you that I'm better than you, but I just because I know what's going on from a professional perspective. I want to give you the real knowledge, the real information that you need to help you achieve your goal. Because I know many of you are very, very confused because you've been struggling with weight loss for years. I've seen patients who struggle for weight loss for 10, 20 years and still not get the answer is because they've been given the wrong knowledge this whole time. So I want to let you know here that it's not your fault if you're overweight, struggling with weight loss, and have been trying everything and not success. It's not your fault. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. It's that you've been given the wrong information, and that's the reason why I'm here to help you do that because I have the experience of working with all these people. Like I said, I'm a pediatric dietitian. I work with babies couple days old all the way up to people who are 100 something years old. And I see both patients from the inpatient, from the outpatient side where they're healthy and try to learn something and make themselves better. And I also get the perspective of treating people in an acute care setting where they're sick with whatever they're doing with the health. So I have like almost like a 360 perspective on health when it comes to like weight loss and actually any other medical issue. So so I've seen everything and this is the reason why I'm here is to help you understand that it is not your fault and you've been given wrong information and I'm here to help you give you the right guidance to get you to where you want to be because right now the overweight and obesity the statistics in the United States is around 70 to 74%. That's huge. And that means that overweight and obesity is going to be normal. And I don't want to see that because I know it's none of our fault. Is that the whole medical system is fed the wrong information that is influenced by big food company. Okay, so we need to reverse the conversation and get ourselves more educated to protect ourselves from wrong information. So anyway, I think I talked long enough. So let's start with. Oh wait, actually we already started on habit number one. So yeah, so people who lost their weight and cap it off, they eat real food. So what exactly is real food? Real foods are food that is minimally processed, closest to the its natural state as much as possible. So I can list out at least five, maybe six. Okay, let's just start counting. So animal protein, minimally processed animal protein like your beef, chicken, turkey, steak, seafood, lobster, shrimp, whatever that you love, go ahead for it. If you're allergic to any of those, please don't eat it just because I mentioned it. Okay, that's part of the that is gonna be number two. We'll talk about it. Animal protein. Okay, X two. X is in that. Um, what's next? Beans, nuts, seeds, animal protein. Oh yeah, very important. Vegetables. You need your vegetables. Okay. Animal protein, vegetables, nuts, beans, seeds, and then fruit and grains. The reason why I put greens and fruit at the end is because you need those, but you don't need a lot of it. Because what I notice is I'm not here to beat up like carbs and stuff like that. I'm not a crazy low carb person, but I just want to explain that carbs is something that somehow all these food drug company of big food company kind of make it like a big part of our diet, and then people are so stuck on the carbs and rice, and it's all because started with like the wrong eating. um, but anyway, so whole foods, real foods are things that closest is natural state, minimally processed, and the way there's a test. There's a test to test it. So if the food, so you can ask yourself, oh, does this food rot? Like if I leave it out on the table for a couple of days, will it rot? So that's the number one rule. If the food, you can leave the food on the table or out without refrigeration and the food can rot or cannot rot, then you know something's wrong with this food, right? Because even bacteria won't touch it, even ants and roaches won't touch it, then you know this is not real. Okay. Then number two test is does this food used to come from a plant or comes from an animal that eat the plant? So if it's yes, good to go. You can eat it. But if it's like, well, I don't have a bag of cookies. But if it's something that came from a factory plant, then no, you should avoid it. Okay, I'll talk more about this because sometimes you might think that, or some people think that I'm being overly restricted, but I'm just teaching you the basic how to avoid these diet pitfall. And then what's the other one? Can you make this food in your house, in your own kitchen with regular ingredients? Because this is huge. Because if you look at a bag of chips or a bag of cookies from like manufacturers, even a jar of peanut butter, you'd be surprised all the crap that is in it. It's like it's freaking peanut butter. There should be only peanuts in it. Why is there like all these other things that I can't pronounce, right? So if you pick up a thing of peanut butter and you saw like, oh my god, what is all this crap? It doesn't belong in your body. Okay? Yeah, I think those are the three. If I think of another one, I'll put it in somewhere later. Yeah, so that's kind of like the test to tell you whether it's oh, you can add a fourth one. Can your grandma recognize it? Grandma is very smart. Like my grandma, she passed away a few years ago, but even when we're growing up, she'll be like, "Oh, stop eating all those chemical food. It's not good for you." And then she'll say things like, "You know, the vegetables doesn't taste as good anymore. Like it used to taste so much better. Like they put all these chemical stuff in that soil, it doesn't taste good anymore. And this is like when I was little. Like so probably 30, 40 years ago when I was little, right? So yeah, my grandma's super smart, but then of course all of us nobody listened to her because I was like all of us are like, it's my grandma, what do you know? So but but yeah, now I appreciate my grandma. So if you're in heaven listening, grandma, thank you. Yeah, and yeah, so eat real food. That's the number one habit that they do. They don't buy into this whole like low salt, low what else, low carb crap that food manufacturer try to sell you. Okay, so eat your real food, and then number two, they actually enjoy an occasional indulgence. So, as in, they'll still eat like um, fun food. I call it fun food. I don't use the word cheat. Like I don't cheat. Why do I need to cheat? I can eat anything I want. So they eat fun food. That and actually that's my word. Like I'll be like when I go shopping in the store, I was like, ooh, let's see what's fun to eat. But and I still limit myself because I like certain food after I eat it, I just don't feel good, so I avoid those, even though it tastes good. But I just don't like the feeling of not feeling good afterwards. So that's kind of something that's actually like 2 points from now that we're going to talk about. But yeah, so they still indulge in like some of the fun food, like having cake, cookies, chocolate, candies, and all of those. I have all that in my kitchen. Like I bought this giant thing of Toblerone while I was in Chicago back in May. It's still sitting in my refrigerator. Um, yeah, so I always have those food around, but a lot of times I just don't like it. Like when I want something to eat, like at night, I always try to see what I want. Like I don't just like basically you just have to be picky. Like if I'm gonna eat something fun that I enjoy, I'm gonna have the best of it. I don't just pick random yucky chocolate. Like I don't eat Kit Kat anymore because that thing is just gross. Gross as in taste gross because I don't like it. So if I'm gonna eat any kind of chocolate, it has to be like the one of the best chocolate to eat. So just be a little bit picky and stop using the word cheat. You're not cheating. You're just treating yourself. Okay? You deserve to be treated with good stuff. So treat yourself, not cheat. You don't need to cheat. Okay? You deserve everything. Okay? So yeah, so these people have an occasional indulgence when they eat ice cream, cookies. Like last night after dinner, my friend decided that he wants to have cake, so we actually stopped by Safeway before coming home and bought a freaking huge cake. I was like, this is the third cake we bought this month. And it's not because we're addicted to this cake from Safeway. It's just so happened that it is his birthday and then my best friend's birthday, so we bought the same cake for both of them. And then last night he wants something sweet, and then just so we're at Safeway and that cake was available, so we bought it again. So within a month, we bought three cake. And again, we didn't eat all the cake on our own. It was for special occasions. So yeah. So when these people these people who lose the weight and cap it off, they have that special occasional indulgence, but they don't beat themselves up. They're like, we'll eat the cake and we're like, oh wow, this is such a delicious cake. It's so fresh, it's like perfect texture, perfect sweetness. And then that's it. We eat our piece and then we go sleep and then forget about it. We don't think about it the next 3 days like, oh my god, you're such a bad person. I can't believe you ate that. You're just like a waste of space, you piece of shit. I can't believe that you do that. You should be so ashamed of yourself. And because of that, I don't think you deserve to eat for the next 3 days. Nobody says that. If you want to learn to love yourself and actually able to eat properly and keep the weight off, all that conversation needs to stop. Okay. So yeah, so allow yourself to have some indulgence and just be good with it. Okay. Number three, exercise. These people who lost the weight and kept it off, they exercise for fun. Exercise for fun. I know this is a new concept for some of you because you are programmed or brainwashed by conventional media or whoever, the fitness guru, whoever. No pain, no gain, right? So you go out and work out every day, go training with the CrossFit people every single day, run 5, 6 miles every day, go on the treadmill and run like crazy every day, and then and you're like, oh my god, how come I'm still not losing weight? Or worse, you get injured. I've seen patients all the time, like they exercise so much they injure themselves, they have shin splint on both legs, they get herniated disc. I was like, those are signs that you're exercising too much and not eating enough, because when you're not eating enough by a starvation diet and then exercising like that like crazy, you're malnourished. When you're malnourished, your body doesn't have the resources to recover, especially when you're exercising that much. When people think that they're exercising, they're just burning calories, but they don't realize that when they're exercising so intensely, there is muscle tissue damage. There's strain on your back, especially when you're doing CrossFit or carrying heavy weight or doing those tire lifts. That's what my how my patient hurt himself. Now he can't do anything for months. So when you're doing all that intense exercise, you're not just burning calories, you're inducing injury in your body. And you need to recover for the next workout to be efficient. Because if today you sustain some injury from your workout and you didn't have enough time recover, your next workout is going to add on to the injury. So basically, you're just injuring yourself every single day, like injury on top of injury. Then eventually you just going to snap and break. And that's how you get injured. So be smart, work out for fun. And plus, when you go on a workout that you hate, like going to do something that you not enjoying because someone said you, oh, this is the best workout for weight loss, and you just do it anyway. Okay, it's my daughter. I need to call her back later. Like when you try to do those kind of activities for just because someone said that you have to and you don't enjoy it, that part of not enjoying it at another stress level, and people don't realize that stress is another source of weight gain, because when you're stressed you have a higher cortisol level, and cortisol blocks fat from being used, because stress is your fight or flight response. So when your body senses stress, it's like, ooh, emergency mode, let's cap all the fat, locked up all the fat, and focus on any minute now. I'm ready to run and go. Okay, so don't stress yourself with exercise. Easiest thing, just go out for a walk. Especially for women, you shouldn't be doing the same kind of exercise your husband's or your boyfriend or your male friend is doing, because exercise that's good for men to build muscle is damaging for women's body. Women's body do not need intense exercise because our body is super delicate. This body is sacred. You don't want to stress it out. It needs gentle exercise. Exercise that helps with your brain, makes your mood goes up, and should make you happy. If after exercising you felt like you're drained and you don't have energy and you feel upset and stressed and feel super tired, your whole body is sore, you're probably exercising too much. But it's but I'm not saying you should never do that kind of exercise, but as long as that stress level comes down. I used to run marathon and do triathlon. I used to run like 3 to 6 miles every day. I put a lot of stress on my body, but I do it because I am enjoying it. I I have muscle soreness, but I eat the right kind of food and take the right kind of supplements to recover fast so I can do the same thing again the next day. So there's a huge in nutrition, there's a huge area of nutrition dedicated specifically for sports nutrition. So if you're someone who is into sports and athletic training, um, there is a whole thing. Nutrition has to be part of your regimen, and a low calorie, low fat, low whatever diet is not going to make the is not going to support that. Many sports team, athletic sports team, and as world class athlete always have a dietitian on the team to help manage the eating, because eating is a very important part of athletic performance. Just to put it out there, so keep your mind thinking that if you're exercising too much, you're affecting your body, especially when you're not putting the right food back in. Okay, next one, number 4. Good thing I have the notes so I can keep myself on track. Number 4 is that they love and respect the body. They treat the body with respect, so they listen to the body. When they eat something that hurts the body, they're like, oh no, I don't want that food ever again, right? So that's how it works. And that's what I see with a lot of my patient who comes to see me for weight loss, is that they follow all this crazy diet out there, the diet of the day. So and so said you should eat this, eat that, not this, not that, do intermittent fasting, blah blah blah, follow this meal plan, follow this, blah blah blah. Then um, when I start going through the whole um, diet history and also their symptoms, because I usually go through the symptoms, ask them like, you have any like nausea, vomiting after eating, bloatedness, diarrhea, constipation, blah 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 blah, skin rash, hair falling off those. I ask them all those questions. After that, I was like, you know what? I think you're allergic to this food. So we take that food out, and then like in a week, they lost a lot of weight. So that's something that I see, is that because a lot of these people who's been spending so much time trying to listen to everyone else, they're not listening to the most important person in your world, which is you. So that's something that you need to start learning, is to listen to yourself, because you are the only one who have the most interest in this body. So I'll say, if you can't do anything that we talk about today, I want you to at least do one thing today, is to start listening to yourself. When you eat, listen to how your body is responding to the food. People often think that, like everyone talks about, oh yeah, I need to take a nap after lunch. Like it's like mandatory. But did you know that's not normal? If you eat a meal and you need to take a nap, is telling you two things. Your body is telling you two things. One, it could be because the food that you ate at that meal is so processed and so just not right for your body, that your body cannot handle. So your body pull all the resources from your brain, from your muscle into your stomach to try to break down and process that food. That's how bad that food was. Or or the other reason why you need to take a nap or fall asleep after eating, it could be because you ate a very high refined carbs and a high carb or high sugar meal or snack. So when you have that burst of blood sugar spike, it always ended up followed by a sugar crash, and that sugar crash causes you to feel tired and grumpy and want more sugar. That's what usually happens when you eat something like that, or when you fall asleep after eating, or feel super tired after eating a meal. So it's usually the carbs. And I'm not talking about all carbs, but we'll have that another time. So yeah, listening to your body, because your body is right here in you. So it's always constantly talking to you all the time. It's trying to communicate to you. Like even when your hair is falling off, I know some of you, your hair is falling off. It's because you're not eating enough. When you're not eating enough calories, not eating enough protein, your body cannot repair itself, so the hair comes off. That is what it is. So that's interesting. Okay, but yeah, so that's really what it is. And then when you have skin rash or your acne on your face, acne usually means that you have problem with digestion. keep putting creams on your face is not going to make it better. It is a sign that your digestion is not doing well. Is because you're eating the wrong kind of food. You're eating the wrong kind of food that your body try and get rid of all the toxin. So usually your liver and your digestive tract is the first source or first route where your body get rid of all the toxin. So when when that system overflows, then your body will try to get it out through your skin. And when your skin, the pores on the skin, acne tends to go on the face because the skin on the face is a little bit more delicate and it tends to, and especially women put makeup and stuff on it. So, but anyway, so when your body, the digestive system, that tract of the toxin removal system is overload, it overflow to the skin. So that's how you can get acne. And that's the reason why some of you have noticed when you eat a cleaner diet, your acne clears. And people often say, oh yes, your acne have nothing to do with the food that you eat. That's bullshit. Okay, so be smarter. Okay, so listen to your body. Like I said, that's my challenge for you today is to listen to your body. What's your body telling you? When your stomach is growling, some of you might not even recognize your hunger anymore. So start paying attention to it, then that hunger signal will come back. Number five. Number five, very important. People don't think about that because when they try to lose weight, all they think about is how much less calories can I eat? What kind of food that I can eat that has no calories that I can eat a lot of? It's not gonna work. Number five, having a community, a supportive community. If you try to lose weight, try to eat healthy, but the people around you keep telling you, hey, let's go eat cake, let's go eat dessert, let's go eat junk food, let's go McDonald's. How are you going to be successful, right? So you need to have a community that supports you in the same, they don't need to be doing the same thing as you, but you just need someone to be supportive and know what you're doing and not try to sabotage you. Because a lot of the women who comes to see me for weight loss, it's almost like they always have the same kind of excuse, like, oh, my husband and my kids don't like vegetables, so I don't cook it. Or sometimes they'll say, oh, my husband won't let me buy vegetables. Or they'll say, oh, my kids don't eat that. I just eat whatever my kids eat. Again, come on, you need to love yourself. That's going back to number four. But having that community. And I know you might be thinking that, oh, I can't change my kids or my husband's diet. Okay, you're not going on a crazy diet, okay? You whatever diet you were doing, that low carb, low fat, low whatever, keto, whatever, that crazy diet that you're eating, that's something you don't want your family to be eating, right? But then you're cooking 2 meals anyway. But what we're trying here is to get you to eat a healthy diet that is congruent with the human body. So that means that your kids and your husband can eat the same food that you're eating. So if you get them involved, not be a dictator and say, oh, I'm on a diet this week, so you're going to eat the same food as me. But what you should be doing is getting them involved and say, hey, let's all let's all of us start eating healthier because I want to be there for your wedding and for your grandkids when they're born. So just tell them your intention rather than making them think that, oh my God, mom's going to go on another crazy diet of hers again. Make it into a family thing. Get your husband, your boyfriends, kids, everyone in living in the same household involved. Make it fun. Don't make it like, oh my God, you can't eat this and eat that. Just start with something that is healthy. And then along the way, when you're listening to your body, you'll figure out what food works for you and what not. Like in my household, do you really think everyone eats everything? Like we have, like if my mom is here, there, and if my daughter's here too, the four of us, between the four of us, there's so many food likes and dislike and stuff. Like my mom doesn't eat beef because she's Buddha. I think that's what she is. My boyfriend doesn't eat pork because he's Muslim. My daughter just pure picky. Um, and I don't eat pork. That's by choice because I find pork very disgusting. And then I also don't eat gluten because gluten hurts my body. So between the four of us, when we go out, there's like all these different things that we have to watch for. But that doesn't stop us from enjoying a good meal. I wouldn't tell my mom, "Oh, why don't you eat beef? It's so delicious." I don't. I just let her be. She eat whatever else that we eat. And then like pork, we just don't serve pork at all. That's how it is. Like and and even growing up, our family eat pork, but I just don't eat it because I just and okay, well we have some time anyway. I'll tell you the story why. It's not because my boyfriend is Muslim, but when I was little, we have this health class, and in the health class they kind of talk about food, but I don't really learn anything else. But this is what I learned from that health classes in pork, there's this worms or parasites that can grow in pork. And after that, I was like, no way in hell, I'm not eating pork. I don't want pork. That's gross. I don't want to eat parasites in my belly. So that's the reason why I don't eat pork. Um, but occasionally I do eat bacon because it's yummy. And, and I said occasionally, I don't eat it all the time. But anyway, have a community that eats similar or that supports you. They don't need to eat the same thing as you. Like I have different groups of friends. I go out with my friends all the time to go out eat dinner. We eat out like probably more than supposed to, but each but we don't go to like crazy restaurant and order crazy amount of food. We still eat like very healthily when we eat out. We always have a salad to go with our meals, and I just eat whatever I can, but I focus more on the conversation that I have with my friends because we support each other. We talk about our issues, our kids, our problems, and then we just focus on that community. And food is just something there that we share that meal together, and we don't put too much attention. But again, it's like all those five things: just enjoying food, enjoying real food that works for your body, and then exercising for fun. Basically, everything starts out with you loving yourself first. When you love yourself enough, you will be willing to make the change. It's just like your baby. When your baby is first born, you wouldn't intentionally feed your baby junk food, right? Just because it's convenient. Like I've seen parents go all out and make their own baby food at home. So if you have that same dedication for your baby, use that same dedication for yourself, okay? And for those of you who have kids, do it for your kids because what you're doing, your kids are watching you. Do you really think that you love seeing your parents torture yourself or the with all the junk food, right? So don't do it yourself. Do it for your kids. Do it for the love of your family. And also, when you love yourself more, you have more to give to the people that you love. So think of them, okay? And you trying to eat healthier food, things that works for your body, even though it's something your kids or your husband or whoever doesn't like, is not you being selfish, okay? It is you loving yourself and loving the people around you because when you take good care of yourself, you have more of you, you have more energy, take care of the people around you. So you're not being selfish, okay? So just so when you take good care of yourself, you feel good, you have energy. Like if you have a really, really good night of sleep, right? You finally get that 8 hour of sleep that you deserve. And you eat well this week. You wake up and like, oh my god, this day is gonna be the best day. And then your kids come in holding a glass of milk filled to the top and it's like walking, shaking, walking, and then like he tripped on something, poof, the milk fell all over the place, and you're like, no worry, sweetie, let mommy get something to wipe it up. Don't worry. Go back and play, right? That's when you take good care of yourself. But on the other hand, when you're like you barely sleep because the baby's up all night, you slept maybe 2 or 3 hours, and you hardly have time to eat anything, and then your kid came, mommy, and you're like, what? What do you want, right? Your kid didn't even do anything yet. All he said is, Mommy, right? And you see how taking care of yourself is so important, right? All right, so I think I get my message across to you. So let's leave it like that. Start with doing something nice for yourself, not because you're selfish, it's because you deserve that love from yourself and you love the people around you. Okay? Love is something to grow and to spread. All right? So start loving yourself today. All right? And I'll talk to you again next Sunday at the same time. If I'm going to change the time, I'll let you know. But then again, you can always watch the replay on Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. All right. Bye. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye bye.